Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we have so much to go over about Rocky Mountain Race Week, from all the way from the 1320 video guys racing a limo out on the street to Cletus getting pulled over. We got so much on store today about the first 3 days of Rocky Mountain Race Week, so let's get started. Format of Rocky Mountain Race Week is very similar to that of Hot Rod Drag Week, which I have done a video explaining that in the past. However, Rocky Mountain Race Week is different because it is over a full week. It is over 7 full days. There are 2 days that are dedicated solely to driving. Yesterday was one of those days, and they got to the second track today on their 3rd day of competition. So we're going to kind of go over some of the standings to see where the guys have ended up today with their racing, because they are on the road right now getting to their 3rd track. So to get started, we're going to talk a little bit about the first day. Seemed like everything was going very well. We got a lot of YouTubers coming in. Doug from Motion Raceworks actually had his Nova at the track and was ready to go, but they found some metal shavings in the oil and didn't want to risk hurting that because it was a very expensive engine. I can relate. I understand that. So they actually went and bought a Mercury Marquise, and it's very stock and very slow, but they're gonna go and have a good time. That's what Race Week is all about, is just going out and these crazy stories of just having fun. And then yesterday was the drive from Vandermeer to Kearney, and that was a very long drive for the boys. That was a 470 mile, I believe, journey with all of these crazy radical race cars. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Some of the headlines: our boy Cletus over here, he actually got pulled over. If you watch his video, go through that. It was not over anything big. They were trying to get their directions and held up traffic, which ended up being the police officer, which kind of stung. And then also on the drive, you know, you might want to have a little bit of fun. So the 1320 video guys were going along, and there's a limo on this year's journey that they have a turbo LS in, and they decided to race it with their SUV with the golf cart on the back. I'll let you guys go watch their video to see who won that. But a lot of fun shenanigans, and I'm sure there was plenty more that went on. Cletus was losing his roof, and there was everything going on the road. I really, really hope one day that I get to go out there to Colorado and out through the mountains and get to drive with those guys, because some of the views that they were showing were absolutely gorgeous from the drive, and I would really like to be out there, and I hope you guys would be able to come out as well. Now we're going to get into today. There was racing that has happened today, and I'm going to get you some stats on who is actually leading and what class. So let's get to that. So to keep things competitive in the spirit of Race Week, there are actually 16 different categories that the racers can choose from as to where their car fits in and what they want to race, how fast it is, so on and so forth. We're going to go through and kind of tell you a little bit about where each of these standings are, starting with the big boy class, the unlimited class. That means you can run basically whatever you want. And if you hear one of these, I'm not going to go over and explain every one. You can go on the Rocky Mountain Race Week website, and it has the rules for every single category. It goes down through there. So if you are interested, go check that out, and you can make your car into one of these classes. I'm going to go over some of the highlights here. Not go over every class, because there are some that have very high leaders that are way out in front. So I'm going to go over some of the competitive ones, some of the ones that you know, some of the people in real quick. And if you want to go check out the rest of them to actually know who every stat there is, you can check out the Facebook page for the Rocky Mountain Race Week. So you can go check that out, but I'm going to go over some of the highlights right now. This year in the unlimited class, there are only 4 racers. We have Dennis Taylor with a very commanding lead at an 8:41 average over the 2 days. Today he ran an 8:77 with a 9. Limited Street, this is a little bit closer. As you guys probably know, James from Cletus's channel is in the lead now. He took the lead with an 8:51 with a 6. This is a index class that they have to run as close to an 8:50 as they can, and his average now is an 8:55 with a 2. Alex Taylor had the lead yesterday, but was unable to get a good pass today and ran a 9:0. So her average went down to an 8.8. That allowed Greg Orr to come in second and actually pass her with an average of 8.73 with a 5. So that is a tight race. We're rooting on our boy James, but also Alex. Just seeing how that's going to play out. It's kind of cool to see that competition between some YouTubers, and I'm sure you guys will see some more content on that. We go to the Gasser class, which this is always a fun class. This is actually what Mike Finnegan runs in Hot Rod Drag Week. However, he is not at Race Week, and the leader of this class is running a 1053 with a 2 average, and then second place is a 1074 with an 8. Keith Fox, I like his last name, is in first, and Jeff Collins is in second. Now this could go either way. I mean, it could get kind of spicy if Jeff is able to pull out some really good passes later in the week. So we'll keep an eye on the Gasser class. Now we come into one of the very fun classes and one of the most well-known because of the leader in this class, the stick shift class. We have a commanding lead for our boy Cletus. He has an average of an 852 with a 7. His pass today was an 848 with a 2. So they're getting it a little bit quicker. Not those 7s that he can run, that we know he can, but he doesn't need to be running 7s, and they got to keep that thing together for the rest of the week. Our second place runner is Bill Armstrong, and he has an average of a 946. So we can say pretty confidently that if Cletus can keep it together, he's got a he may be able to take that pink-purple purse home with him again this year. In our 10-0 class, we have Sean Slogberg in first and Andrew Dopetia, I think that's how you pronounce it, in second. This is the closest race that we have right now. There is only a 1,000th separating them from first and second on their averages going out of day 2 into day 3, which is absolutely insane. And third place is right on their tail with a 10-11. So we got some racing going on here, boys. The leader has an average of a 10.05 with a 2, and the second place has a 10.05 with a 3. That is just insane. It'll be interesting to see how they get through and cope with the rest of this week. Now we go into the 11.0 class. This has a decent race to it, but not as close. As you probably know, Cooper from Cletus's channel is in this class. However, he is 5th with a 11.2, which is saying something, that if 11.2 is 5th place, that we got a pretty good race. The race is really close for second, with it being 6 thousandths in between there. The leader has an 11.02 with an O, and then second place and third place are 11.10 with an O, and then third place is an 11.10 with a 6. So very close race, good race going on there. Place to keep your eye on. Now moving on to the 12-second category. This is also a pretty close one. The index classes are going to be close because everybody's running for that number, and most of these cars can actually run a little bit faster so they can get down to it. Jonathan Perkins is in first with a 12.009 for an average. That is pretty decent. He ran a 12 flat on the first day, so he's got that car pretty dialed in. However, second place is running a 12.02 with a 5, so there's some very good competition there with Steve Thompson in that as well. Now we go into the 13.0 class, which has a pretty decent run on it, but the first place, it does not show that they have a pass ran today, so that is kind of interesting to see. Hopefully they make it to the track and they can get a pass in, or they can get it updated here shortly. But it has Steve Podolskuk, in first with a 13.01 with an 8 on the first day. No time for the second day, but second place is Kerry Watson, and this person is running a 13.02 with a 4, so it's going to be a pretty close race. And third place has an average of 13.05 with a 5, so 13.0 class has a lot of contenders in it as well. It has 34 people in it. These guys are having a good time. There's a lot of good racing to keep up on. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to see through this. If you want to check it out a little bit more, hit the subscribe button, and you can see we're going to have another one of these going on, just to keep you guys updated where the racers are and seeing how they're doing. It's really exciting time to be able to watch them and see what happens on the road and everything. Go check out some of these other guys that were mentioned at the beginning of the video. They have YouTube channels. Go check them out. Enjoy some of their content. I know some of that's coming out is really great, and I'm enjoying it myself. And if you guys want to see more content here, I have a lot of builds that are going on, and hopefully I will be on one of these weeks, drag week or race week, in the future very soon. I'm very much hoping, and we are working towards that goal. So if you guys want to see that, please hit that subscribe button. If you got something from this video and you liked it, please hit that thumbs up. That would be awesome. I would very much appreciate it. And I'm going to pray for you guys, because as you can probably tell from the channel, we are a Christian-based channel, and I would like to pray for you guys before we leave. So Father, I just thank you and praise you for everybody that is listening to the sound of my voice. I just speak blessings into their lives today, and I just thank you for them being here, and we just thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. Hey guys, have a blessed day, and I'll talk at you next time.